I'm gonna tell y'all why those lights went out in Indiana. They're building a massive new AI data center. And when I say massive, I'm talking about 1,000 acres. But that's not the only thing. In Sullivan County, Indiana, the crew that is working on that data center hit a power line that supplies tornado sirens. Now, that's just what they're saying, that they made a mistake and hit a power line while they're building that AI center. I wouldn't doubt it if they're taking that power and pushing it towards that AI data center and just calling it a power outage. We all know that those AI centers require something very big, a lot of land and a lot of power. And the fact that they've been without power for 8 or 9 days, what happens if a tornado comes through while those sirens aren't working? And if you notice, they're building these massive AI facilities in rural areas where the land is cheap. A lot of them are being placed in predominantly Black and low income communities. They don't care about people living in these communities. Those AI centers are profitable. We all remember what happened before. Remember when they ran highways through Black communities? They put up factories, refineries, landfills, not to mention toxic industries around Black communities. And what happened? Those families were left dealing with pollution, sickness, displacement, and reconstruction. And that's exactly what's going to happen when all these AI data centers are built.
Why am I having to learn from people's personal posts that majority Black, I'll say it again, majority Black Gary, Indiana, is still without power more than a fucking week later? Why is this not on the news? Why the fuck is this not on the national news? No food, no electricity, no air conditioner, no stores open in the area, no medical needs being taken care of. Still 20,000 fucking residents without power, and we're not hearing about it? This would be on the fucking news if this was a goddamn white neighborhood or a white town, what the fuck ever. It would be on the news. NIPSCO said that this caused 370,000 power outages. AP reported more than 300,000 people without power. That's not a oops, the lights flickered. That's not a uh-oh. That is a fucking regional infrastructure fucking crisis. Yes, we know the storm was real. They had direct straight line winds at high speeds, 2 tornadoes, large hail, all the things, we know this. But the storm being real does not erase the question of neglect, and now NIPSCO, or whatever the fuck it is being sued. Of course, they haven't been found liable, so allegedly, they didn't fucking take the money that they got to clear the vegetation and make sure these lines were free of goddamn trees, so look what happened. Yes, the disaster was real. We know that. But the reason I'm so fucking mad is because this is not just because of a goddamn disaster. This is corporate neglect. Fucking failure. And then here we go. Somebody shot at the NIPSCO people coming to scout it out and see what was wrong. I'm sure they did. They said the NIPSCO crew went out there in an unmarked vehicle to scout the area, see what was wrong. Somebody randomly shot at the vehicle. It didn't hit anybody, but of course they had to pause the work they were doing until they finally resumed it. Of course we want you to protect the workers, but using this incident as a reason as to why it's too dangerous to go help them sounds awfully familiar to fucking Katrina. We've already seen a majority Black city sit in the fucking dark with no help, no power, no food, no nothing. And yes, I'm comparing this to Katrina. I know it's not the same. I fucking know that. But what is the same is a majority Black community begging for help, left in need, and it looks like there's absolutely no urgency to help them. Where is the news coverage? Oh, but you don't forget to push that narrative. It's too dangerous to go help them. Ugh! Now we have residents, majority with kids, dealing with this heat and the humidity, no food, having to cook out together outside to be able to cook. Autistic kids, people that don't have their medicine. Why do y'all not give a fuck? Where is the empathy? I don't get it. Where is the empathy? But y'all say you're Christians. You love to say you're a Christian, but there's never empathy for anybody else that doesn't look like you. Where are the trucks? Where are the generators? Where are the cooling centers? Where is all the medical help? Where is all the coverage again? Where is the help? Because you cannot tell me if this was a white community sitting in the dark with no resources, there wouldn't be a million goddamn people on the street and this shit on every fucking news channel. And the only reason people are starting to finally pay attention is because Black residents have to be so goddamn loud on the internet, you can't miss it. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm so fucking sick of it. And don't drop the fucking comments. I don't want to read them on this. There are people in fucking need. No, they didn't do something wrong. No, they didn't need to comply. No, 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 no. I don't want to hear it. Y'all should be ashamed. Absolutely ashamed. You can't call yourself a Christian or an American. Neither of the two.
So I'm coming out here to make this video because TikTok has now taken my video down. Here's a screenshot. Has now taken my video down and is not letting me express what is happening in Indiana. We are currently going through a blackout. Indiana is going through a blackout due to a tornado type of storm that happened, I want to say, on the 11th. It is currently day 8. No power for the ones that was asking in the comments of this video. That is what happened. Indiana had a severe storm. We're currently in a blackout, and we are trying to figure out what is taking NIPSCO, because that hits who our service people are out here at NIPSCO. We are trying to figure out what is taking them so long to provide us back power. Again, I'm not sure why TikTok took this video down, but that is what is happening. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm going to try to reply to as many as I can. Again, I'm not sure if they took it down because it was a GoFundMe link to it, but it's other people doing the same thing. It's other people making videos about this, and I'm not sure if they're flagging their videos too, but everybody needs to be sharing. Everybody needs to be getting the word out. Everybody needs to be saying something, because why the fuck is nobody doing something fast enough? It is families, it is children, it is people without power still to this very second. And TikTok is worried about a video instead of trying to push that video out so that it can get more traction.
Hey, not trying to make this too long. I don't know anybody personally going through this situation, but if the FBA really doesn't matter, because we in this shit together. And with that being said, let me get straight to the point. Hey, black people who are living in rural America, y'all need to get the fuck out of there. By hook or by crook, somehow, some way, y'all gotta get the fuck out of there. And Gary is a bright, shining example of what's to come. Look, this is what is to come. This is what is to come. They said that they were gonna do this shit long ago. Don't be the Haitians. Don't be stupid like the Haitians and fucking really wait for shit to get really bad and then start making moves when it's way too late. It's kind of almost there right now, to be quite honest. But this goes out to any black people living in rural ass communities, which I don't know why. Honestly, like, I'm in LA. I come from the South. I come from Florida. I am so happy that I'm not in Florida right now amidst this shit. What's going on right now with this racial bullshit, right? And also, too, the cities are going to be the last places where these motherfuckers, look, they're going to fuck up regardless, but fuck up on that level in the city, that'll be a last resort, because then, yeah, they'll be hurting top-stotch, regular white people, which, at the end of the day, they really don't care about those people, but, you know, they'll cross that bridge when they come to it. But right now, the play is if we're in an area that's predominantly us, which normally has no money unless you're in Atlanta, right? They're going to pull this fuck shit there. Y'all need to leave fucking Gary. Gary needs to become a ghost town. And look, if some white people stay there, that's their business. Right, but this is to my black FBA people. Not just in Gary, but in any rural town in this country. What the fuck are you doing living in Trump land? Right? Before the data centers, that should have been the thing that was just like, look, I'm getting the fuck out of here. What the fuck y'all doing there? Right? Do yourself a favor. I know starting over is hard. Starting over is a bitch. I have done it a ton of times. It sucks every single fucking time. But you do it as many times as possible until you get it right. So, once again, this is a PSA, and I say this with all the love possible in my heart. Black FBAs living in the rural areas, which who knows the fuck why. The universe is telling you right now, it is screaming at you right now. You see what's going on in Gary. You need to get your black ass to the nearest big city. The nearest, even if you're in a red state, get your ass to a big city. I don't give a fuck if it costs more money. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Because this country is going to get a lot fucking smaller. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Because these motherfuckers, look, they run on fear. They know their number is up. But they're going to do everything in their power to suck the last bit of life force, the last bit of juice out of this place, and then they're going to try and set this motherfucker on fire. And I'm kind of like this, look. If I gotta go, I'm going to make sure I take some of them with me. And the easiest way to do that is live real close to these motherfuckers. So, y'all need to get your black asses out of these rural country, or out of these rural cities. Get your ass out of the country and get into a proper big city. This is Snack Man with FBA News. I'm out.